Welcome, everybody, to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur, tech diva. I'm Terralina from Biz Chicks, and we just want to welcome you today. So we always like to get started with what's new in tech. And we just want to welcome you to the show this morning. We know we're also joined here by Terry Johnson online, all the way from New York City. And we hope to be joined by Miss Dr. Tachi later. And let's get this party started. Fran, what you got for us today?
Well, this week in tech history, let me pull that up. Oh, we had some fun going on today.
Thank you, Fred. We're so glad that you came
Okay,
came in this
so,
morning. He says, we want the biscuits. That's all right. Good.
all right, this week in tech history, let's talk
Mhm.
about um, September 18th, 1989. Next Step 1.0 is released. Steve Jobs' company Next Computer shipped the first commercial version of its Next Step operating system. It was ahead of its time, object-oriented programming built in, a graphical interface with drag and drop and features that later inspired Apple's Mac OS. In fact, much of Apple's modern software stack traces back to Next Step after Apple acquired Next in 1996. Why this matters? It seeded the foundation for iOS, Mac OS, and the App Store ecosystem that drives billions in revenue today. The DNA of Next Step is still running in your iPhone. September 18th, 1926, James Cooley born. James Cooley was born. He's in 17, 1926. He's a co-inventor of the fast Fourier transform, FFT. The FFT is one of the most widely used algorithms in history. It allows us to break down complex waveforms into their frequency components. Why this matters. Without FFT, we wouldn't have MP3 compression, digital video, MRI machines, radar, or even the modern smartphones. Every time you listen to digital music or make a Zoom call, you are relying on Cooley's work. September 18th, 1984, imaging X-ray spectrometer patented. George Edward Alcorn Jr. patented an X-ray imaging spectrometer that could detect chemical elements in space and in industrial applications. Why this matters? This invention made it possible to analyze celestial bodies and cosmic phenomena with far greater accuracy, and it pushed forward aerospace technology. Alcorn went on to become a key figure at NASA. It's a reminder that tech history isn't just computers, it's science that lets us see the unseen. September 20th, 1954, Fortran runs for the first time. IBM's team, led by John Backus, ran the first successful Fortran formula translator program. Fortran was the first high level programming language to gain wide adoption. Before Fortran, programmers worked in machine code or assembly, which was grueling and error prone. Why this matters. Fortran opened computing to scientists and engineers who weren't computer specialists, speeding up discoveries in physics, chemistry, and engineering. Even today, parts of NASA, weather modeling, and high performance computing still rely on Fortran code. September 20th,
Really?
1983.
Isn't that the code that the Hidden Figures used? Mm. Okay.
Mhm. The one that she figured out how to use because they couldn't get the thing in the building.
She had to sneak the book out the library. Yeah.
Yeah. And because those geniuses didn't measure the door to bring the computer into the room. Okay.
That's a woman thing. Is the couch go fit through the door? Come on, people.
September 20th, 1983, RSA algorithm patented. The U.S. grants a patent for the RSA public key cryptography algorithm invented by Rivest, Shamir, and Adelman. This was the first widely used system for secure digital communication. Why this matters. RSA underpins online banking, secure emails, e commerce, and nearly everything that requires encrypted data exchange. Without it, the internet as we know it, safe for buying, banking, and private messaging, would not exist. The patent also sparked debates about whether math can or should be patented. All right. Now for some tech that's making history this week.
Okay.
China bans some firms from using certain NVIDIA chips. China's Cyberspace Administration has barred companies like ByteDance, Alibaba, etc., from buying NVIDIA's RTX Pro 6000D chips. This is part of Beijing pushing for less reliance on US semiconductor tech, especially in AI/graphic workflows. Wow. MediaTek's upcoming
That's
Dimensity
going to be
chip.
interesting. Go
It is
ahead.
really, it's already, I'm like, oh, you think you want to do that? Okay. MediaTek's upcoming Dimensity chip launch. MediaTek says it'll unveil its next flagship, likely Dimensity 9500 on September 22nd, just a day before Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. The new chip is rumored to use TSMC's 3nm process plus improvements in the GPU and NPU cores. That story comes from Android Central. Amazon confirms its fall hardware event. Amazon is holding a big hardware event on September 30th, 2025 in New York City. Expected updates to Echo, Fire TV, Kindles, etc. Possibly some surprises under the new leadership in devices and services Panos Panay. And that comes from The Verge. Meta launches AI-powered Ray-Ban display glasses plus Neuroband. At Meta Connect 2025, they showed off new smart glasses Ray-Ban display with features like an in-lens display paired with a Neuroband for gesture-type input control, deliberately pushing AR plus wearable AI together. I think TJ talked to us about this. That AI was going to be a big thing. Not AI, but wearables are going to be big. Fintech shifts and funding. A few big things. Hala, a Saudi fintech, raised 157 million in Series B aimed at MSMEs, freelancers. Bank of America shared leadership changes. ANZ Australia planning. 3,500 job cuts by late 2026 as a part of restructuring. And that's your week in tech history and tech making history.
Wow. Thank you so much, Fred. That is just such a winner. Your mic is just a little wonky. You might want to go out and come back in.
Yep.
Every once in a while, we get a little spike.
Okay, so we're good now.
Yes, it's good, but every once in a while we get this little thing. I'll let you know if it's still acting up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I guess that's me, right? I guess.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I've been playing around with this AI stuff. And I went over, and last week we mentioned Nano Banana. And I went over and Fran and I both created some images that we'd like to share with you guys. Hey, TJ. And just to show you some of the things that it can do. So I want to start with this image right here, if we can. And if you look at this, look a lot like myself. In fact, we had to reload the picture to get it to look like me. And let me show you the other image. What happened here? This was the image that it started with. So you see that? I look a lot like the young lady from Martin. What's her name, Fran? I don't know that.
Tashina Arnold.
Tashina. Oh, there you go. Okay. So I had to put my a different picture in and ask it to use that, and that's how it came up with this, which I think looks a lot more like me.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can see Devette in you in
Can
this
you,
picture.
my
Yeah,
daughter?
so this one's accurate.
Okay. And then we were playing around with some stuff, and I created this poster, which is kind of interesting for
Wow.
of of the three of us
Oh,
in
okay.
superhero costumes. It took inspiration from some dresses we had on it when we did a photo shoot at the beach in Miami when we were on vacation. So that's myself in the center and my two daughters. So, and we're rescuing a puppy. We are the guardians of dawn, saving hope one small hero at a time.
I love it. I
Okay.
do have to ask a question. When were you in Miami and I didn't know?
Okay, see, I wasn't trying to get in trouble.
When they said
several
Miami.
several Mother's Days ago, before my daughter had announced that she was pregnant while we were there. Yeah, so what would that
Okay.
be? 2024, 20, something like that. So yeah,
23.
it's been
How
a minute.
old Stephen?
23. The baby, yeah, the baby will be 2 years in December, day after Christmas. So yeah, so it'll be
So,
2023.
so Dr. Tati, I'm like, she's, I,
Okay.
She
you know,
just shouldn't have said Miami. That's all. That's all.
Okay, let's just focus, ladies. Okay.
Fred's got some comments. He
The
said,
focus.
So what
Fred
happened here? What
snapped
happened?
a video from Planet Orc on the west side. And then he said, you can leave the pictures up. He said, these tech
Okay.
software's names get me. Yeah, I was like, why is it Nana?
Well, why? What happened to the screen here? Let me cancel this. Oh, I see. I put an overlay over. What happened? Okay.
Yeah, Nano Banano. And then he says the capes have a curtain design. And then he says, no
Yes.
Biz Chick superhero logo. Not yet. See,
Not yet.
we're
We
still
have. We
playing.
haven't. We're still playing with it. Yeah. So there it is. We did do some things. I think, did we show this last week where they put us in the office setting
No, because
teaching?
you did that this week.
Oh, okay. All right. I had to put myself in a training center because we are doing some training for AI beginners, and this is what it came up with. I asked
Mhm.
for, a training room, diverse people, and myself at the head of the table training. So those are some of the things that Nano Banana created for us, and that's what I wanted to share today.
I love
So let me,
this.
isn't that amazing? And all I did was load a headshot. I didn't do,
And
nobody.
no body
Mhm.
shot at all. I didn't
Just
And
show
I,
you mine, though.
yes.
you
Can you
know,
share, Fran? Are you able to share?
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Tati.
yeah, no, I'd love to see yours as well. It's interesting what the focus is when you generate lots of these things. Obviously, you have to be very clear in your prompting, and then you've got the photo to support. But the thing is, like, okay, what you have on, I would never have figured you wearing that. So
You mean
it's
you mean in the
in the
superhero?
suit, like a suit like this, right?
Oh,
Not that you
really?
wouldn't. Yeah, no,
I wore it for 30 years. As a
no, well,
trainer.
I'm sure, but because I know you now, but
Uh-huh.
I would have seen you. Obviously, this is the fashion person in me. I'm
Uh-huh.
thinking double-breasted suit. I'm
Hmm.
thinking something a little more fashion forward. And so I'm saying
Hmm.
that because that often when people are generating things, unless they happen to work in fashion, that is not
Hmm.
what they focus on. They're focused on all these other things, but the clothing, it's funny, that's something that we make decisions
Hmm.
about what we wear in everyday life, but we don't necessarily think about it when we're generating AI or
Right.
not the
Uh-huh.
average person. So it's interesting that they just, pick that for you, but I would not see you wearing
Hmm.
that particular style.
Yeah, it's easy to, put in a prompt like that. The one that Fran has, that's pretty cool. Like the shirt and then the cuffs and
Because I asked for that. I said,
right.
put me in a
That's what
navy
I
Hmm.
mean. You
blue
have to
with
ask for the
French.
outfit. Hmm.
Right. I
Yes.
said with white. I wanted a white collared shirt with French cuffs. You can't see the cufflinks because I like the
Uh-huh.
cufflinks on my French cuff shirt,
Hmm.
and it with earrings and whatever. Next time I need to tell them to make it bigger earrings, but whatever.
Hmm.
Um, it did do what we asked.
Right.
Hmm.
And I now the thing that is interesting to me, the size proportions for me, they got that right. And I'm like, I didn't give you a whole body shot.
Exactly.
Right.
I gave it just a headshot. And I was like, okay, wait now. And I don't know, maybe they went through the website, not the website, but online. I don't know.
I
I
don't
was
know where
like,
they got
Mm.
the body images from, but there you go. Well, I know where they got the superhero stuff from, other superheroes, because I'm way past that. But anyway, it does a good job.
it really does. This is there it is, all four of you all around a Biz Chicks logo in the middle, like super friends. Yeah, we can do that. We can
That's
literally do stuff.
Hmm.
And we can change um Terry, you can go in there and show them how you can change clothes and change stuff. And I was like, okay, and it was quick,
It was quick. Yeah.
very quick.
Hmm. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. We are really playing around with this for the first time. So, getting the prompts just right and things like that is going to take some time because it is. It's a
So
tool, and
here's
the
something.
more we use it, the
So when
better.
people talk about AI making
Hmm.
people dumber, you have to know how to communicate. So you're going to have to know how to think, and you got to know how to communicate well in order to get what you want. That's not going to make you dumber. Now you got to think a lot,
And detailed. You have to think very detailed.
very
Yeah,
detailed.
you need a lot of creative thinking. And that's what
Hmm.
I've always said, that people just use it out of the box or write me a blog post and then they copy and paste and they think, oh, I'm done. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not going to work. It's not the fact that you're using the tool. You have to use your creative mind to get something
Hmm.
creative out of it that people are going to want to connect with.
Mm-hmm.
See?
There you go.
And if you're
Yep.
doing, like Fran's outfit, like she asked for French cuffs and this and that, you have to say, well, I dress this way. So I would ask
Hmm.
for that, not accept what they give you. They just, most people just that they just stop there and they don't go any further, thinking, I'm gonna make a quick buck, I'm gonna make a whatever, and da 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 da. And then when nobody interacts with it because it's bland and blah, people go, well, what happened? And I'm like, no, you still have to put creative thought behind this.
Hmm.
Your ideas, yourself. That's what authentic. So if you have to sit and work with the tool, that's what you have to do. I've spent tons of time looking and doing and like I need to get it this way, and that's what I do. But some people don't want to do that. They just take the first, oh, here's the first thing, and okay, and slap it online, and oh, I'm gonna sell my course for $9.99, and people are gonna buy it, and then crickets
No.
because you haven't given us anything of value. So
So,
Charlene is right. You got to spend a lot of time getting it right, and
Refining
then
the parts. Yeah.
you got to fine tune it. And some people don't want to. I'm like, that's okay, but what you put
my
in,
analogy,
what you gonna get out?
my
So let's look.
analogy,
Go ahead.
sorry, Terry. My
Okay.
analogy of that is like a iron skillet, a cast iron skillet. You can buy a cast iron skillet and start cooking with it just like it is, but the food is going to taste like cast iron.
Right.
You have to season that cast iron skillet, put some butter, some bacon grease, something. You got to keep it,
Burn it, something.
do something with it before it becomes where it's
Right,
flavorful.
well seasoned, and people use it out the box and go, well, everybody raves about cast iron. How come it didn't work for me? And we're like, well, you didn't do the things you needed to do.
Did you read the instructions? Oh my
But
gosh.
okay, that's grandma's instructions. I don't even think the box came with instructions. Grandma
I don't
said
think so either. You're right. Mm-hmm.
There's
you
some
had
people
to,
that have the cast iron analogy. There's some people that have pots passed down generation.
That's true. Absolutely.
So
and
Absolutely.
so anyway, you have to season
yeah,
it.
you
Don't
gotta
just be.
spend some time.
So we got some comments over here from Fred. Let's see.
He says, can you imagine all these dating apps implementing this catfishing to a whole new level? What about modeling agencies and more? All the hands in similar positions.
I'll talk about on the desk. Uh-huh.
And then size proportion. Have you ordered clothes from somewhere? AI probably gathered that. Oh, it may. No, I don't
I
normally
didn't
order
scan my
clothes
body.
online. No, talking about.
Yeah.
Wait,
Proportions.
See,
Yeah.
getting back to like the last one about the ordering clothes, like Dr. Chachi was saying, being, you pay attention to fashion and things, the details of the item that you want the model or whatever you're doing to look like. So like Fran said, most people wouldn't do that. But Fran goes, I want French cuffs with the cuff link and the this and the that. And like Dr. Chachi said, you're paying attention to fashion in a way that the terminology, to go to AI and say, give me a whatever, and you getting that because you asked for it. But if you just say, give me a woman in a business suit, you're gonna get a woman in a business suit, and that doesn't appeal to anybody.
And they will pick the most generic.
Yeah, it's
in
generic.
fact, that same business suit that they gave you, Terralina, is the same one they give everyone, just different colors. I've generated things for the Gary, the realtor I work with. And whenever I say, please generate a photorealistic image of a realtor, for example, shooting a video in front of a listing, this is the suit that they put them in.
Isn't that the Hillary Clinton suit?
Hillary Clinton.
Probably.
Yeah, something like that.
It is definitely Brooks Brothers.
Yeah. So you remember what these models are trained on were stock images, first of all. So that's why this looks like a stock image. Because that's where it's not that people think AI is it's thinking
creating
on its own. No,
from scratch.
It comes from a model. A model is a set of instructions, or like I said, imagine a library of books.
Right.
You tell it to write a story, it goes and gets this book, Harry Potter, and that, and puts it together. Same thing with images. It has to go somewhere and get it. So it was trained probably on stock images. And then as we used it, we were the beta testers. So every time you put something in and did something and generated an image, that built up the library of things that it can go and get a reference to. So that's why we say you must tell it exactly to the minute detail what you want, and you will get that. But if you don't, you get that and you go, oh, it doesn't work, it doesn't this, it doesn't that. Well, you got to say, like Dr. Dottie said, I know I want a certain look. I know how to describe it because I follow those things. That's my interest. So I know how to say I want a businesswoman in a double-breasted suit with French cuffs and a certain jewelry and a gold jewelry or this and that or a watch, or you say those things and it will try to match it as much as you can, but you got to play with it. So
and exercise some patience.
And you have
Yeah.
to use your words, like we tell the kids, use your words. Because some people don't want to talk. They just want to just have it snap their fingers and do it.
And another shortcut, if depending on the tool you're using, because I like to use Adobe Firefly, I can upload a reference image. Like if it's, I want them to look like this outfit, I'm not supposed to, but I do it. Just screenshot, put it in there. And it will try to match. It will try to match it because I use that as, it's called style reference. So I do that, but I do that a lot.
Okay, see, I like your images that you use for your reports.
I spent a lot of time, honestly, sitting here clicking, changing the text, changing and did it. So now I have it, and I use I use the ones that look right as a reference for something. I say, well, change the shirt, change the color, change the season. Now I'm into changing the seasons because we're moving from summer to fall. So now I tell it fall, and then if I get something I like, that's my style reference, and I can upload it and say, okay, do the and here's the style reference. So we'll try to incorporate all those things, but it takes work. I will tell you, it takes work, but I enjoy that because I like doing graphics and stuff. So
Fred says, if you ordered or viewed anything online from a clothing company, may go into the AI verse in your algorithm. So any clothes, if you ordered online or something.
Just keep in mind that there's a set of models, and the models keep updating, growing with all kind of information. And like Fred says, it comes from some ordered or something online. And I believe, was it New York Times or somebody has a lawsuit against OpenAI about shutting their website to where they can't use their content. So a lot of places have that option where they're going in and saying the bots can't crawl and use it for their model updates and to make content off, because that's what it is. And the thing about the hands that Fred said, that was a tell. Remember, they had 6 hands or 2 hands or blurry hands. Well, we getting away from that, right?
Yes.
The hands are looking real. The eyes are looking real. The face is looking real. Why? Because we're uploading pictures of ourselves.
So words, IKRFR.
For real?
I know, right? For real.
Shorthand, internet shorthand. Well, social media shorthand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there, that part.
Courtesy of Gen Z.
Oh my gosh.
They don't text war and peace.
Well, that's going to be interesting if they start doing stuff with AI, and maybe because AI already knows their language. Okay.
We're scratching the surface. This is just the beginning. We're at the
it's very surface level. There's so
it
much
is. We are scratching and we still haven't gotten to right.
And with the scratching of the surface, this is just okay, because everything like the iceberg has been under the water. It's just coming up to the top where we can see it. This stuff has been running in the background for a long time.
And remember, they're all tools. So when the caveman made art in the caves, what did they use? Charcoal, rocks. Now here we are. So it's the evolution of everything. So I always say that because people get afraid and they want to, AI and this. I'm like, no, it's a tool. It's the tool, just like the screwdriver. Tool.
Mm.
We
Frank
got
got another show.
No, go ahead. Scratch,
Scratching the
the digital
digital
surface.
surface.
All
Fred,
right.
you have a lot of great ideas. You need to stop putting these things out in public and start going and getting the domains and all that stuff. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I love it.
Okay, TJ, you have the
All right.
floor.
Okay, so this week in social media news, hold on, there's a whole bunch of stuff from YouTube. Last week there was like
Yes.
nothing, and I hope I got all the YouTube stuff. I don't know.
They
So
got like 30 different things going on.
YouTube went crazy. I was like, oh my
They really
goodness.
did.
They got a bunch of stuff. Okay, so hold on. So let me get Snapchat out of the way. Let me put Snapchat out. So Snapchat has infinite retention and group streaks, and they're rolling these out to drive online engagement and cater to their users, of course. So infinite retention enables users to save their chats in the app ongoing, while group streaks will provide another means to gamify ongoing connection in the app. Now let's talk about these two things, because this is what this group, remember, 13 to 29, I think the users. This group uses Snapchat for private conversations. They have competitions with each other called group streaks, and I forgot, it's some snap streak or something, how they keep going back and forth with emojis. It's like a little contest with them. So that's where the streaks are. And then now Snapchat is saying, because Snapchatters, that's what they call them, Snapchatters has been requesting this infinite retention. It enables you to keep your chats in the app for perpetuity. That's what the article says. You keep your chats for perpetuity, because remember, Snapchat has that ephemeral part of it where, if things go after 24 hours and things disappear, and you can make things disappear, and if you take a screenshot, it tells it has all of those things built in. So they're trying to build in some more permanent options for those who want to keep these chats and group streaks, because they're doing a streak, like they're doing a little competition amongst each other. Remember, these are 13 to 29. This is what they do. They have fun in their little private world. So here's the quote from Snap. We've often heard from our community that Snapchatters want to save their chats forever. Infinite retention can now be enabled for each individual conversation, and everyone receives a clear notification when the settings change. Now, group streaks, here's the quote from them. Group streaks will continue as long as most of the members participate, so it's easy to keep it going. Like other streaks, they are entirely optional and private, and you can restore the streak within a week of when it ended if you want to keep it going. So the streak thing is, they have like a group of this, people in this group. They have a group, and they message each other things back and forth, memes, gifts, and whatever they're doing, and they go back and forth. It's like a back and forth table tennis kind of thing. And so Snap is letting them keep these things because they might want to brag about something, or you got to think about the mindset of this group. This is what they do. So Snap is like, okay, we're gonna make some of these things permanent, even though the basis of Snapchat was these things disappear after 24 hours. So they're kind of, putting both in to make their users happy, because if they're happy, they stay in Snapchat, they use Snapchat. I can serve them an ad, I can make money, I can do this and that and that. That's what Snap is doing with that. Okay. Now let's go into yeah, okay. There's one from Instagram. We'll put this in. It might be more from Instagram. I have not paid attention this week. I'm thinking, was there something else about Instagram? I have to check. Oh, I didn't see the article. I didn't look it up, but I saw some people on Instagram talking about the stories going away. I mean, not the stories, the highlight circles on your profile going away, and they have a new tab. But I haven't investigated it, and I was like, I got too much. There was so much YouTube stuff that I was like, whoa, I forgot to do some more digging. So there's something going on with Instagram, but they're always changing the face of stuff. They're always moving the cheese. So I'll look at that. But meantime, this is what they have now. Instagram rolls out image sharing option to more users. So it's something called Shots, quick image sharing feature. It enables you to capture a moment and share it with your connections in the app. Now, this sounds to me like the streak thing, kind of in Snapchat. It's just kind of what they're doing. And of course, Instagram copies off of Snapchat paper all the time. So Shot is a no edit, no filter image sharing option, which enables you to quickly send a picture to a friend. That friend will then only be able to view your image once it disappears from existence. So they kind of wanting to do what Snapchat does. And also remember, be real. Because remember, be real was it's 2:00. You got to take a picture of yourself on the people were taking pictures in the bathroom, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. I was like, that sounds like Be Real. And Be Real was so inconvenient.
It was so just not, no.
Not cute. Not cute.
So this is what their Instagram is doing. They're trying to combine the Be Real and the Snapchat. Both of those. Be Real was designed to prompt spontaneous interaction in this app. Like, 2:00, you sent out a message to all the friends or something. You're supposed to take a picture of what you're doing at that moment, and I guess everybody's supposed to go, hey, you're walking the dog, or hey, you're over there, whatever. It was crazy.
May I ask a question?
Yes. Who asked for this?
That's one question. Who asked for this? But number two, what is there any indication of what made them really look to Be Real as an inspiration for this? Not that they said that, but it seems like it's a combination.
No, they did. So the is this? I think this is TechCrunch. So the journalist that wrote it was saying that it's kind of like a mix in Be Real and Snapchat, which is designed to prompt spontaneous interaction in the app. But you're saying about Instagram has always been after it could not buy Snapchat, they were on a mission to steal from Snapchat, to steal from TikTok, because they want that group to stay in Instagram. So you go and copy the paper next to you. I need an A. The A student sits next to me. I'm going to copy their paper.
Okay.
And at least I'll get a B.
That's what it's about.
But this is
that they cannot keep. Meta knows that Gen Z, the younger crowd, the age group that we want to say 13 to 29 or 34, whatever, they know Meta knows that group doesn't like them. So they're like, we don't care. We're going to steal from TikTok. Oh, you like this in TikTok? Well, we're going to put it over here. Oh, you like this in Snapchat? We're going to steal it and put it over here. That's basically what it is.
See, but Meta's been doing that when they were called Facebook.
Yes,
he started out the gate. He started out the gate taking somebody else's code.
They've been doing it forever. This is their thing. Instagram is always, because they know that this group does not want them. So, and it ties in with what's going on with TikTok. They were happy. They're happy. If TikTok didn't exist, Mark Zuckerberg would be so happy, but they exist. So that's why. That's why they keep throwing these things to see if it sticks. All right, so let me give you a little bit more about Shots. Shots can only be shared with followers who follow you back, and nobody else can see who you shared a shot with. Your sent shots will be stored in your archive, but for the recipient, they disappear after being viewed. Now, the Shots feature has been around in experimental mode. They've been trying it different regions with different users. So now they're expanding it to more users. So again, they all do this. Why? To get their core group that, they want to date this Gen Z group, Gen Alpha, young millennials, whatever age group you want. So under 50s, maybe under 40s. They want that group. Every app is in competition for that group. Because they pretty much, we all know about the TikTok and driving culture. Fred was in here with the FR. All of that stuff comes from that group, and they happen to have loved TikTok for the last whatever amount of years we've been talking about. So Meta is like, well, we got to get them over to our side. And this group is like, well, we definitely not doing Facebook. We only go to Facebook for Marketplace. We definitely not doing Facebook. Instagram, they're like, we might. So they know. Meta knows. They have internal numbers. They do the quarterly earnings report, and they know what's going on. So that's what this is. Expect more from them to entice this group. All right, so Google, you have been really busy this week. Okay, so let's get this one out of the way. Google has put Gemini in Chrome, directly in Chrome. Like, you don't go to Gemini.chrome, you don't type in the URL. You open a browser, it's on the top right. There's a little icon. And one of my, let me see. Have you seen it, friend? And it's the little Gemini icon is at the top right, and you click it, and hold on,
It is right
see.
there.
Yeah, let me see. I wanted to. I should have had this up. Let me see if I can.
Oh, so basically, it opens Gemini.
Yeah, I did a little screenshot. Let me see if I can
okay, cool.
find it. Let me see if I can where I did a little screenshot, because I think this is it. Okay, let me see. I think that's it. Yeah, there you go. Can we see that? Oh, that came in pretty cool. Oh, I like that. All right, StreamYard. Okay, so it's a little icon at the top. It's the little Gemini icon. What is the? It's this like a little diamond thing,
Yes.
little black diamond. So when you open Chrome, you see it at the top right, and you click it, and then it says I forgot what it said, but then it said what I told it, what can you do? I think I typed that. I don't remember. I'm doing so many things. I might have typed that, or it might have been, how they have a prompt. Every AI has a little prompt, and you click on it. I don't know how I did that. So then it says, I can help you with a lot of things. I can understand your web page. So if you're on a website, you can ask it to do a summary, pull data, answer questions. You can ask questions about the browser. The browser, the website that you're on. It's basically bringing in Gemini to what you're looking at in Chrome. And it says, expand on topics. I can gather additional info from the web to add more context and detail to what you're viewing. Help you write. We can brainstorm ideas for anything you're working on. I can also draft emails and social media posts for you. Anytime you want to chat, click the Gemini icon at the top right of your browser window. When you want to ask about a page, make sure that sharing is on. And then it goes in, you can thumbs up, thumbs down, refresh, copy, flag. You can have, you're basically using Gemini while you're looking at a website. All right, let me remove that. So that is what's going on with that. So let's talk a little bit about that. So this is for all Mac and Windows users, desktop users in the US. They're also going to bring agentic capabilities to Chrome in the future, adding its AI mode search feature to the address bar. They're going to do that. Launching new Gemini features, using AI to combat AI-generated scams, rolling out automatic password resets, and more. So it also works across multiple tabs. You can quickly compare and summarize information across multiple websites. So here's the example. You could be planning your flight, hotel, and vacation in multiple tabs and work with Gemini to organize your trip all in the browser. Or you might be shopping for a new mattress and want to compare all of the different models you're looking at in multiple tabs. Gemini will also soon be able to retrieve web pages you previously visited, making it easier to return to your sessions that you may have closed the tab without looking at the browser history. So you'll be able to ask the Gemini when you click on it to, oh, I looked at something on mattresses last week. Can you bring up that tab? And it'll bring it up. So it's also going to bring a deeper integration between Gemini and Chrome and other Google apps like Calendar, YouTube, and Maps. Google says this will allow users to do things like schedule meetings, see location details, and more without having to leave the page that they're on. All of these agentic capabilities will be available in Chrome in the coming months. So there's not a date. It's just, they're rolling it out. So just keep looking for it. They're also so this AI mode is going to be an advanced search feature directly in the Chrome address bar. With AI mode, users can ask complex questions with follow-ups to dig deeper into topics. So basically, this is like you won't have to go to a new tab and go to Google or go to google.com. It'll be right there wherever you are. Say you're on CNN.com and you want to talk about the article you're reading, and you can have a conversation with it. It's aware of where you are. It's able to read that tab. Now, I use a Chrome extension called Merlin, and Merlin does this. I have a little button, and when I click it, any page that I'm on, I can have a chat with any of the AI models that I choose. So this is what they're doing. Google is putting it right in the browser for you. It used to be a part of the paid part of Gemini, but now they're making it available for all. Because you can have a Gemini account that's free. So it's all tied to that. And let me see, what else is there? Also, Chrome says Google says Chrome will also soon be able to use this Gemini Nano model to detect and protect against scams, such as fake virus alerts and fraudulent giveaways. Because these scams are impersonating trusted brands, and they use generative AI to create convincing phishing attempts. And they're also going to use AI to help users fix compromised password with a single click on supported sites like Coursera, Spotify, Duolingo, H&M, and more. If Chrome warns you that your password was exposed in a data breach, you can allow it to create and save a new one for you. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff Google is putting in Chrome that's AI agentic. The agentic part of it means that there'll be AI agents that'll interact. And for the example, like you're looking at a flight, you're looking at a hotel, you're looking to plan a trip, and there'll be an agent, not like an automatic bot, that will go and do all the things for you and book it and all of that stuff. So they're looking to build all of this into Chrome. Why? To keep you using Chrome. OpenAI has a browser, or they're working on a browser. Perplexity has a browser called Comet that has AI directly in it. There's a couple others browsers that have AI directly in it. So Google said, hey, we got to put all our stuff in. There was one you talked about, friend. There was a browser you talked about that had the AI. I forgot what it was.
Well,
I forgot. Yeah. It's so many now, though.
Yeah, and somebody just sent me a Perplexity. They got a free trial of it or something, and you can share it with.
Yeah, they have a free trial of Comet browser.
Comet, and so I have it. I haven't played with it yet, but I have it. And you had to sign up. You know, the sign up was only a certain amount of time. You had to go in there and create your account, or it disappeared. So I was like, oh.
Yeah. So, and the Comet browser is based off of Chrome, so it will pull up your Chrome profile, and it will bring all, because your Chrome profile is just a file, HTML file. So when you have a new browser that was actually import, they just bring in an HTML file. So it has all your settings, like your bookmarks, your extensions, all of that comes into the browser.
And I think Siri is going to be infused with Safari, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right. So everybody can search with AI so that you don't have to leave wherever you were. But what I'm looking and noticing is that okay, so Chat GPT has a certain look, right? Where you
Yeah.
ask me anything.
Yeah.
Claude has the same look. Perplexity has the same look.
Mhm.
Everybody has the same look, except Gemini does not have the same look. I'm like, all of y'all running on OpenAI's infrastructure. But okay.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Hmm.
And remember, don't forget about Microsoft. What is their Copilot?
Oh, Copilot, because Copilot was a part of ChatGPT. I mean, OpenAI from the.
Yeah, that was the
Microsoft.
partnership. Microsoft put up some of the money and say, okay, we're going to share, whatever you guys are making, you got to share with Microsoft so we can put it in our products.
Mhm.
So a lot of this is integrated. I told you AI was going to be in everything. We wasn't going to be able to delineate the line. Here we are. So if you use Chrome, now I have to find out if you don't want that, if you could turn it off. I think I see when I saw mine, I just went straight for it. Like, woo. I didn't even, I might have clicked on agree or something. I don't even remember. Because when I saw it, I was just like, woo. And I just started playing with it. So
mine was just in here. I just see the little icon over there. I don't even remember. It may have, you know how it says update your browser or whatever.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember. I did the same thing you did. I opened it up, I saw it, and went straight to it, and just was like, I don't even remember if it asked me.
Wait a minute, what are we talking about? Chrome?
Yes, the Chrome
Yes.
browser has Gemini built in.
Yep.
You don't go to gemini.chrome.com or what is the website? Gemini.google.com. You don't go to the website. It's in the browser. You open the browser and it's a little icon at the top right on the gray bar or whatever color your bar is. It's right there and you click it. And that little window that I showed you pops up and you start talking with it as far as the page that you're on or multiple tabs. It's able to read all the open tabs.
Okay, so here's something you want to know. Your page content, because I just clicked over there and it says Gemini in Chrome, your AI assistant for the web. Your page content is shared for more relevant answers. When you use this feature, page content and URLs are sent to Google. You can turn this off in settings anytime.
Okay.
Easily open with Control G. And then the last thing here, your activity improves Google AI. Chats are reviewed and used to improve Google AI. Learn about your choices, info, and your location is stored with your activity. So and then you can say no thanks or yes, I'm in. Okay, so the thing is, by default, this thing is on sharing your stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you turn it off.
Right. Because when I went in, I clicked it was already on. Like it's already there. I didn't have to install an extension. I didn't have to say install. It was already there. When you open it, it's at the top right. It's the little it's a little diamond, black diamond icon. Diamond. It's tiny. And it goes right.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Now, see, and I'm gonna say everybody doesn't have it yet because I have I have a beta. Let me see. I think it's on my beta. I have a Chrome beta. Yes, I have a Chrome beta installed and I have the regular Chrome. So my Chrome beta has it.
Okay.
But my regular Chrome did not.
Okay.
And I have two different profiles for each one.
Okay.
So the regular Chrome did not have it, but it's coming.
It's coming. It will be shut off quickly.
It's coming. So, but I went to my beta install and it was there because that's the beta, they're testing stuff. So I like I said, I didn't pay attention to a thing. I just saw the icon and clicked it and went.
Okay, so this is what it does. It acts like Siri. If I say, hey, Siri, and Siri will start spinning over on the top right, and for me to give it commands. That's what that does.
Yeah. So instead of, hey, hey, you click on it instead of, hey, and I'm pretty sure it'll be soon where you can say, hey, Gemini, or hey, whatever, and it might do it soon. But it's being rolled out. So
Yeah,
just
because
look the top right.
it's asking me, how can I help you today? Oh, so this is like Chat GPT or whatever. It's in the
It's
browser.
Gemini. It's just instead of you going and typing in gemini.google.com, opening up a tab and doing what, you're already say CNN.com or your favorite website, whatever, and you're browsing, you see a story, and you can click on the icon and ask it to summarize to something about what you're viewing or across all of the tabs that you have open.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, it can look at your history because your history is a file. Your browser history is a file. And if you want to see your history, you can just do, I think you can, there's some extensions, but you can also type in Chrome colon, is it / history, and you can see all your stuff. Or you could go to your Google profile and it's there also. I don't remember where, but if you go to your Google profile page, that Google collects everything about you. So it's on that page. It's on your profile. I think if you click your profile picture, yeah, and then you go manage your Google account, you can see your history. You see everything there, and I believe it's one of the items on the left. I can't remember if it's data and privacy or security. It's one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's data and privacy, and then you can have your history setting. You can see your YouTube history. You can see your time. All of that stuff is there.
Right.
It's
Now,
already there. It's gathering every time you use Chrome. Is there. So.
and so what I'm looking for, oh yeah, and the conversations I have had, like creating those images, all of
Yeah.
that is here right now. I
Yeah.
can see that.
Mhm.
And so it's pretty much a Chat GPT in the browser.
Fred has some comments. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, because this is a little weird here. Oh yeah, this is regarding YouTube. We haven't gotten to your YouTube yet.
Right. I haven't.
Yeah, he I was holding
Okay.
it to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
He says
Yeah,
YouTube is being
we'll
new.
talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
All right, so that is Google Gemini in Chrome. Now, also, Google is going to let you share your custom Gemini AI assistants, the gems. Have anybody been using gems?
I have not created any gems.
Okay, so if you have ChatGPT and you've made a custom GPT, you do that in Gemini. It's called Gems, GEMS. I might have mentioned it a couple of times. I use it a lot because, like I said, I was not using Gemini, and now I'm using Gemini. So then I was like, okay, I need to do some of my custom prompts so I don't have to keep saying the same thing over and over. You make a gem and you use the gem instead of going to a new chat, GEMS. So now you can share those gems with anybody you want. There's a share button. You click on it. You type in the person's name or you share the link, and they get to use the custom GPT gem that you made.
Correct.
They don't have to make it.
So how does it compare with the custom GPTs and Chat GPT?
It's the same thing. It's just called a gem. You're using Gemini.
Right. No, I get it. But information wise, how does it
What do you mean?
compare? So when you create a custom GPT in Chat GPT, it's almost like a whole other engine. It feels
Yeah,
like.
that's exactly how it works.
Right. So how does that compare with when you do it in is it exactly the same thing?
No,
Or
it's
are
not
there
exactly the same thing because Gemini has another LLM and it acts differently from ChatGPT.
Mhm.
So it will
Right.
do,
So
it will. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
well, no, I'm just asking, in your opinion, since you've used
Oh,
both,
in my opinion, okay.
which do you find to be stronger?
I've done some gym work. I use both. It just when it hits me, I'm like, oh, I just remembered to use Gemini because I'm such a heavy Chat GPT user. But I want to experience Gemini, and like you said, I want to see the difference. I'm trying to remember if the output is different And it is because you are making your custom GPT specifically for you or the instructions you're giving it. So Gemini, honestly, I feel like Gemini is not up to the par of ChatGPT. That's just my personal opinion. But there are other people that like it better. There are other people that like Claude better. There are other people that like Perplexity better. I'm just like, it depends on your personal preference.
Okay. Fred
And
says,
Fred
yeah,
says, mm-hmm.
yes, different engine and not exact, like coffee from different coffee shop. Gemini, the better and accessible.
Right. So see, that's what I'm saying. If you like Starbucks, you go to Starbucks. If you like Tim's, you go to. If you got Pete's, if you like Dunkin', see how that is. But it's
Yeah.
all coffee beans. And they
Yeah.
all
No,
treat
I
the
mean,
beans different.
Bean.
They treat the
yeah,
beans
no,
different.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. That's probably why people use different. If you're interested in very deep research, even though there's a deep research feature for ChatGPT,
Yes.
people usually turn toward Perplexity because that's really the research thing. So I 100%.
It's like your
1000%
burger.
get
Where
it.
do you want your burger? McDonald's, Wendy's, Five Guys, Shake Shack.
Yeah, no, I get it. I guess I was just looking for
I know you're getting it. I'm just saying that I have not scratched the surface with Gemini. From what I've seen off of the top of because I made a gem to, I think I made one for simple explanation, like take something complicated and make this simple, or write this for a 5-year-old or something like that. I think I made a gem for that. I used it a couple of times. I was like, okay, yeah, it worked. But I'm such a heavy ChatGPT user that I gravitate towards ChatGPT first automatically. Yeah. But I'm training myself to, hey, let me go see this gym and let me put the gym through it. It's just a matter of like having enough time, hours in a day. Really, it is.
Fred says, I would vote for Gemini, Google, YouTube, biggest search machine. And I think I agree with him on the fact that Google searches, they do search really well.
Yeah.
And it's not, he says, not the best in imagery.
Right. So
like
Gemini is better in natural images. Like you want a natural looking person, like the nano banana we saw, like you want a natural looking person. Even though you can do that with ChatGPT, you just have to, there's some more working or tools to right. More fine tuning. But I gravitate towards Midjourney anyway for images. So I do that in Adobe. So I have done stuff in Gemini for images. I liked it. They put that little watermark on it, but I'm like, okay, I understand why. I don't really make images in ChatGPT because I go to Midjourney first, and then I go to Adobe, and then I go to Gemini, and then I've done things, and then ChatGPT said, let me make an image, and I said, okay, because I wanted to see what it could do, and I did not like it. I was like, no, don't give me any images.
Like, just never mind.
I was like, never mind.
And then I'll go to Canva or somewhere, and I'm like, yes, okay, thank you.
I go to Canva before I use an image ChatGPT. Yeah, I would use Canva before I use ChatGPT for. But see, there's levels to it. There's how somebody likes it. Fred says Gemini, and that's cool. I say Midjourney because I've used it, or Adobe, or what's the other one? There's a Leonardo AI. There's a what's the other one that does the you can make posters and things, but I can't remember the name of it. Starts with an I. I can't remember the name of it.
The thing is, I think all of these generative AIs are getting better and better daily because it's learning, right?
Yeah,
this is machine learning. I will agree. I really do like Imagine and Gemini for creating images, because when you look at I'm tired of these oil painting looking images. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I don't
the sheen on the skin. Yeah, the sheen and the cartoon. The ones that get me is the Pixar. Everybody's doing the Pixar, and I'm like, I like to do something different.
Absolutely, and
real.
The thing is, you have to be careful with those types of things, because when you're doing these things, and I think we've said this before, in the style of a Disney
Yeah, you
character
can't
in
do
the
that.
style of, and then you use it for profit.
You can't do
You can't
that's against the copyright laws. You're not supposed to say make me a whatever in the style of Da Vinci, Van Gogh, or any of the artists, any contemporary artists, I've seen a lot of them do comic books and they say in the style of a comic book artist or Marvel or Disney. You're not supposed to do that. Those things are all
see.
copyrighted.
You're not supposed to, but these are the
They
same
do it.
people
Yeah.
that put, I do not own the rights to this music whenever they
Oh,
use it. I'm like,
I
that
hate that.
drives me up a
I
wall.
hate that.
you
I hate
cannot
it, and
do
I've
it.
done 2B more ers on it, and they don't listen. So whatever, whatever happens.
It's the copyright issue. It's a copyright issue, and it's like some of the image generators will tell you this image is for personal use. If you want to use it for commercial, you have to pay this or do this, or you have to do something else. But nobody's paying attention to that. They're just spitting it out, like I said with the text. They're just spitting it out and copying and pasting and going, there, I'm going to make money. And I'm like, nobody's going to pay for that. Sorry.
Fred says, I like the connectivity with Google Docs or Canvas in Gemini and how it saves the researches or chats and etc.
Yeah.
That's the key to it all. The
Yeah.
fact of being able to recall what you've done before and
Yeah.
build off of it, that is the key to everything.
Yeah. So until ChatGPT gets it better with organizing your chats and stuff, that is a good option. So that's what I'm saying. Some people want to use Gemini and they figure out how to use it to where it gives them the productivity that you want, whatever platform. Figure out how you want to do it. So
Fred says, I love when people publish books using chat to create the images and copy and claim they are authors.
that's what I told you. The AI junk was going to be made, and it's being made, and we
And
have to get to the place where somebody's going to swipe all of this away. I don't know if it's going to be the courts or legal, or we're waiting on the
well,
OpenAI
Amazon
versus New York Times.
Amazon is already starting that because you have to,
Yeah.
you're supposed to put in there whether or not is this how much of this is AI.
Right.
You're
But see,
supposed to
a
also.
lot of it, they're asking you to self-identify. It's going to be to where they're not going to ask you because they're like, I know you're not going to admit to it. So we automatically got things built in to see that this is AI and it's going to be invisible. I think we talked about this before. It's going to be invisible to us. But these machines, and because there's built-in code, there's built-in things, watermarks, whatever they put in, AI is going to know that's AI.
And you know what? I think in terms of determining what is AI generated, there's a very basic level of looking at, has this author written anything before on nuclear fission?
Yeah.
No?
they're
Okay.
expert. Oh my God.
Chances are, so there's probably that very basic level before they even go into the deeper things. I'm like, okay, let's put 2 and 2 together. This person has never written anything before on this subject, can barely write now. I mean, and this is how I can always look and amazingly, I have not had this problem with the students because even though you can train AI to sound like you, I know students and the way they write and these types of things. So I haven't had a problem. So I'm like, yeah, this sounds like you. It sounds like not that it's incoherent, but
Right.
it's like not
Yeah.
polished. Very few students do I have that write like polished writers.
Right. And I feel like we're going to get to a place where it's going to be Darwinism is going to be, it's going to be it's going to everything's going to self-correct and we're going to weed out all of that. We're not there yet. I don't know how we get there. I just feel like we're going to be at that point.
Well, because truly things are being run by the mediocre, so we are not there yet.
Yeah, so it's going to be like we're humans. We're so good at like seeing authentic and this and that. We're going to get really good at it. It's just that a lot of people haven't paid attention or been trained or whatever the thing is, we're at the beginning. That's all I can say. We're at the beginning. And it
Fred
just,
says, I wrote this book. This is my creation, my value. Anything anybody creates, crowds will be yelling. That's cap.
I always think of the in the old timey movies where the guys on the soapbox selling the elixir with the plaid suit.
Snake oil salesman.
Yes, snake. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like they're gonna get the person, and they're gonna and it's gonna self correct. It's gonna self correct. It's just gonna take some time. So, but
thank you, Fred, for because
yes, Cap is lying. Like, hey.
A lot of people are okay. They're trying real hard. Like when there were a lot of AI, because this, like we've been talking, AI has been out. So there's Word Hero. Before Chat GPT came out, there was Word Hero. Stuff that help you.
Something. There was a bunch of them out. Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff out. Some of them would help you write a book. You put in a couple of things and it would spit out this book. Because I tried something. I was like, this is a bunch of fluff right here.
Yeah. So that's what I mean about being a human. We see or feel that, like Dr. Chaudhry saying about the images that look like oil painting. Even the ones that they have worked on, and it's like it kind of looks like a real person. There's always like an oil sheen, and like, okay, real people don't have that oil sheen, especially Black folks. Like we don't have. I mean, we try to moisturize, but we don't have that kind of.
Not like that kind of. That's a whole lot of Vaseline.
That's too much shiny. That's not real.
So maybe it's Dixie Peach, but okay.
So it's gonna, I look and laugh, and I say it's gonna be what it's gonna be until we get to the part where it's not gonna be. And
the group Imagination had a song called "Just an Illusion."
I don't think I know that group.
It's just an illusion. No. I don't want to sing more.
What genre?
Is it R&B?
Is it disco? No. Is it R&B, disco, dance, or?
Okay. We can just ask.
No, because we're from the generation where people tried to think about things first. Then you resort to
we just did, and we're like,
it popped into my head. There's a do 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 do
and we're trying to remember that song.
Really,
it's like it's not disco. It's
So that was the 80s, around Chicago and Tears for Fears time. Fred said.
Oh, okay.
It's Imagination. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's wrong. Okay, Google, you giving me.
See, that's
you
what
got it, Fred?
You all are just turning on all of my devices today.
Just an Illusion by Imagination. So I don't remember a group called Imagination.
I'll go to YouTube after and
I think it was a bigger hit. It's saying it was a bigger hit in the UK and Europe. It was. I remember it being over here. It's not giving me. Yes, they're Brits. It's
okay. So no wonder I was like, the band Imagination was a British soul funk trio in the early 80s.
Post disco R&B funk.
Yep, they leaned heavy into smooth grooves, flashy stage outfit, and that mix of disco and R&B that was fading in the US but still alive in Europe. The song Just an Illusion dropped in 1982. It was their biggest hit, top 10 in the UK, and it traveled well across Europe. Think synth, bass line, layered vocals. Okay, see.
I'm going to play a little bit. I know YouTube are going to ding us.
No, they won't.
Oh, I know this song.
I know you know this song.
But if it came out in 82, we were young in 82. So that's why I don't.
Oh, I paid attention to music. I was into music.
I was into music too, but I didn't know it enough to know this is
No, I couldn't tell you.
imagination.
I couldn't tell you who the group was or what.
Yeah, I didn't know the group, but I remember the song.
But when he said it played. VH1
The
played it all the time.
Yeah,
I
now see,
remember the
you would
song.
have to have VH1 when my mother was like, "No, we didn't have all those fancy channels."
I had to beg for MTV. Please.
No, my mother refused. So
I begged. I was good at the art of begging until it was like, get out of my face.
bigotry did not work with my mother. So we were VH1 and MTV less.
Oh,
No,
And
it's okay.
I didn't.
no, I
look,
know.
Okay, so if I'm telling my age, we had Soul Train and something else.
Soul Train was I remember.
Soul Train was
that.
still
It
on. That was
for
on
a
until
long
like the
time. It went
90s.
through so many hosts. I
Yes.
think Shamar Moore was a host.
Shamar Moore was a host.
I'm talking about Don
I'm
Cornelius
talking about John
era.
Cornelius days. Well,
I
all
was
all of that
Cornelius.
stuff is on YouTube. I love watching
Exactly. But see, no, even Don Cornelius was still the host in the 80s too.
I believe he
Mhm.
was.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so Fred said, no secular TV and music. Let her go to work. I can hear it now.
All right, so let me get. I got to get to the YouTube stuff, and then we got to get to Dr. Tata's media stuff. So we took a little music break. We'll see how that goes out. So that's Jim's now. So now YouTube had a made on YouTube event, and they unveiled all kind of new and updated tools that all AI stuff. So they rolled out studio updates, likeness detection, lip sync dubs, creator collabs, and more. So let's try to get through this. So so they have an AI powered chatbot for support, an inspiration tab, title A/B testing features, auto dubbing, likeness detection, and all of these tools were previously announced or tested with smaller groups, but now they're out for more people. So this article from TechCrunch said the most interesting one is a likeness detection feature. So Mr. Beast was one that he tested this out with all the other top top YouTube creators. So this is coming to an open beta that will be available to all YouTube partner program creators. And they will be able to detect, manage, and authorize the removal of any unauthorized videos using their facial likeness. So this will help them protect their image and reputation. And because there's a whole lot of thing. I've seen some people that I follow on YouTube said that the followers tell them, hey, somebody stole your YouTube video and put it on their channel, so the original creator has to go and report it. So this is supposed to help fix that. There's another tool, Ask Studio, provides an AI-powered chatbot assistant that can guide users and answer questions about their account, like how their latest video is performing or what the audience is saying about the editing style, for example. So I'm assuming that this Ask Studio can look at your analytics, because YouTube gives you a lot of analytics. It can be overwhelming or confusing. So this way you get to ask a simple question, like, how is my last 3 videos performing, and it'll give you an answer instead of you going to look in the analytics. Yes, Fran.
So because Google owns YouTube, they probably interwove Gemini into that to bring all of that to light.
Yeah.
And my question would be, because basically this is the FAQs that you would normally be reading. It would send you to a page to read. Now it's bringing it to you.
Yeah, it's just going to answer. Yeah, it's just going to answer it instead of taking you to that
page. And then now it would be really good if it can talk to me where I can just hear it.
Right.
You understand? That would be.
So instead of me going to find and dig in my analytics for what I'm looking for, I can simply ask it. That's why it's called Ask Studio. Great title. Ask Studio. So you can ask it to go and go and get this information instead of me digging through all of these charts and graphs and this and that. I could just ask, and Gemini is going to give me the answer. So that's Ask Studio. So that's for the content creators, the channel owners. So now they also have an inspiration tab and YouTube Studio. This tab helps creators leverage AI to spark ideas and come up with video concepts. They're updating it with new ways to generate ideas, including a list of suggested topics tailored to each creator's channel and a set of 9 responses to every AI prompt to help creators build out their content plan. So you're going to get help with, again, this is going to, Gemini is going to look at your videos and assess it, and you ask it, well, what's the, what's the next video I should make? And they look at your channel and say, well, based on the analytics and the this and the that and the audience, you should do this.
Fred said, I'm thinking about creating an AI investigation service called Snitch.
See, he keeps giving away his good ideas.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the inspiration tab. So you get inspiration, help you to, what is your next video? What should it be? The topic, you're going to get help with that. And YouTube Studio is also going to have a way to test and compare up to 3 different video titles and thumbnails. This is an update to the A/B testing feature that they had for, I think they had it for the thumbnails, and now they're going to allow you to use it on video titles. Excuse me. This is really helpful as to what, YouTube will test it and see which title or which thumbnail resonates with your audience the most, and then it does that in the background, and it will say this is the best one, and you can switch over to it, so that's going to be a good feature. Also, creators will be able to collaborate with up to 5 others on one video that is shown to the audiences of all the participating creators. So this will allow you to collaborate with others, and then I guess everybody gets to share in the engagement and all of, being in a collaboration. Okay, it says the revenue earned from the video will be attributed to the channel that posts the video. So any revenue from the shared video amongst the collaborators goes to the original person creating the video or setting it up, I guess. And the last one here, well, actually, it's not the last one, there's some more, but the last one in this group, it says YouTube will also begin testing lip syncing technology to make its auto dubbing feature more realistic. So right now, YouTube supports dubbing into 20 different languages, and in the coming months, it's going to improve these translated videos to make them appear more natural by matching lip movements to the dub audio. So they're going to improve the dub audio, no more looking like one of the Asian kung fu films.
I don't mind.
They're clearly speaking Chinese, but English is coming out, and it's like it doesn't match. So they're working on the match. Oh, go ahead, Fred.
Oh no, I'm gonna catch y'all on the road. I'm going to
okay.
transition, but I'll
Okay.
be on the road. Fred has a couple of comments regarding. He says, leverage AI, as my aunt would say, and Dion says all the time, this is some bull junk.
Another show, Fred.
And he says, I use AI for title and hashtag impact. Give me the top 5 tags and etc. It never really hits, but does inspire.
You get good ideas.
And he says, I've been seeing this. Lip movements in one language does not match another language. What about those who are hearing impaired?
But that's what the closed captions is for, that, right?
Yeah.
The hearing impaired.
The closed captions are on. Yeah. And I'm glad you can turn them on and off for yourself.
Yeah, you can.
You know what though? This is for this lip syncing feature. Is that for any language, or is that only for English?
They're saying 20 different languages. They didn't list them, but
okay.
They have been doing the dubbing. I forgot what the languages are, but they're saying they're going to improve the lip syncing, the dubbing.
And that's fine. But to me, in a sense, it's clear that if you're somewhere in Mongolia, they may not necessarily be speaking French. So it, in a way, it kind of erases something for me when you do that. Like, I don't mind because I'm used to watching dubbed things. I'm used to reading subtitles, so it's fine. I clearly think they did this for the Americans because everybody else is used to it. They did this for the Americans.
I've seen I think a lot of channels, channel owners, channel creators in other countries. Yes, they do videos in their language, but in order to get a bigger, wider audience or improve their audience, they want to have it in English. So instead of them translating or learning, YouTube lets them do it easily.
Yeah, no, I get it. But that's
That's
a
what
whole
it's
other
really.
philosophical argument. So,
Yeah, yeah. So it's because it gives these creators a chance to reach English speakers, because of course they're not going to do, they're not going to turn on the closed cap. Even if it was, it would be in their language. So it might be information that I need to know, but they're speaking Mandarin or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I don't know that language, so I'm not going to even watch the video. Whereas this gives them a chance.
yeah.
If the content creator says, keep it in this language for this group, but when the English speakers show up, turn on the auto dubbing.
Okay. Well,
It might
that
work
could
that
be
way.
interesting. Yeah.
It might work that way. Okay, so there's a couple more. Like I said, YouTube went crazy this week. YouTube is going to use AI to help podcasters promote themselves with clips and shorts. So they have introduced new tools for podcasts at this Made on YouTube event this week. It is a way to turn video podcasts into clips and YouTube shorts, and a new feature that helps create videos for audio only podcasters. Both will be powered by AI and will come out. This is to come out in the months ahead. So using AI technology, video podcast creators will be able to create clips more easily with AI suggestions. This is for US only for now. So this is to compete with other short form video apps. As you know, people who have podcasts, the most successful ones will, in the sense of, I'm going to say Shannon Sharp, his 3 hour podcast. No, you really don't discover that 3 hour podcast unless you're subscribed and you go to it. You really discover the clip that goes viral on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, wherever you happen to be. You see the clip from the podcast, and that draws you to the longer podcast. So YouTube is saying, hey, we're going to use AI to help you make clips for your podcast that brings people over to watch your entire podcast. So they're doing. Go ahead.
No, I said, oh, okay.
Okay, so they're doing this to compete with TikToks and Reels, and of course your clips are going to go to Shorts, and then you'll probably be able to download it and send it to Instagram and TikTok if you want to. So let me see what else is there. Yeah, so video clips and shorts. Also, another feature is going to help audio podcasters turn their content into video. Using AI, these creators will be able to generate a customizable video for their podcast. This feature will only be available to select podcasts when it launches. They're going to expand this tool next year in 2026. So you can do an audio only, because some people don't want to do video. You can do an audio only, and YouTube will say, hey, we're going to help you turn this into video and let you upload it as a video. So you have video and audio. And remember, YouTube is doing all of this tools because the more, you feel comfortable with a tool, you use it, you make more content. YouTube has more content in order to show ads and make money. See how that goes?
Very much so.
Yes. So the last one, YouTube has announced a generative AI tool for shorts. So this is for shorts. This is not podcasts or any others. They're making a custom version of Google's text-to-video generative AI model VO3 or VEO3, VO, however you want to say it, VEO3, to shorts, along with a new remixing tool and an edit with AI feature. So they're going to make a custom version of VO3 called VO3 Fast It's going to generate output with lower latency at 480p, making it easy to create video clips. And so they're going to roll this update out in the United States, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand at the beginning as a test to see how it goes. They're going to expand to more regions in the future. They're also going to bring the new VO capabilities to shorts, including the ability to apply motion from a video to an image. So, for example, you'll be able to take a still image and turn that into a video. There's a lot of platforms that do that now. I think Kling AI is one. There's a couple that you upload a still and it makes who does that? Sora does that too. So
Yes.
right. So you'll be able to do that, but you'll be able to make it a short. You use that, make it short. So all of this is for shorts. Let's see what else is so you'll be able to use VO to apply different styles to the video, such as pop art or origami. Also, creators now have the ability to add objects like characters or props with text descriptions. All of this is coming out soon. Just keep an eye out for it. Now, here's a stat. So in February, YouTube announced that they surpassed 1 billion monthly podcast viewers. That was February. Today, they announced as of July 2025 that they consume over 100 million hours of podcasts daily, with more than 30% of those hours starting as a live stream or a premiere. So I thought that was a fascinating stat.
It is very.
Yeah. So that's the main stuff. I think there were some other things. I was like, YouTube went crazy this week, and it was like a whole bunch of stuff. So is there anything with the YouTube updates that you're excited about?
This is the thing. All week, everybody has been talking about these YouTube updates. And so every major creator, including yourself, has talked about these things. I'm interested to see the A/B testing.
Yes.
I'm really interested to see that, because currently, really, I could do better with that. But, my thing is like, I don't have time. I need for it to get up and I'm not sitting there to create something else. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's for people that are full-time content creators who that's your job to do it. So what else do you have to do but create other things for A/B testing? But I'm interested to see what that looks like. I'm also really very interested in this dubbing thing. I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
I think those are two of the things that really,
I think those are good. And the auto dubbing is, like I was saying before, if you want to expand your audience, like if we wanted to reach people in France and we don't speak French, but we wanted to have it dubbed in French, I'm hoping we could do that. You could, because people in their countries are going to naturally gravitate toward videos where they're speaking native language.
Yeah.
But they might be interested in what I have to say or present if I can have it dubbed in their language, so they're more comfortable watching in their language.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That might work. So we're going to see. We're going to see. I like the fact that they're bringing all the AI stuff in, especially with the Ask Studio, where you can ask it instead of digging through. Who wants to dig through all? I love analytics, but who wants to dig through all the stuff that YouTube gives you?
I don't. I don't want to do that now. And
you don't have to. Now you don't have to. You're going to ask it. You're going to ask it. You're going to go to Studio and ask it, hey, what's my most popular video in this time frame in the last month? And it'll tell you, instead of you going and digging through the chart, digging through the clicking and looking at who wants to do it. I was like, no.
And that also, here's the thing, because Studio has been getting better in terms, I mean, it already provides all these analytics and things you can do, but things like vidIQ and what's the other one?
vidIQ and I know who you're talking about. I can't think of it.
TubeBuddy.
Yes. So that's what they're doing. They're taking those tools.
They're taking those. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing, because if you your existence is predicated on doing a service that another service doesn't provide, what happens to you the moment they provide it? So that,
And I'll say honestly and truthfully, you really don't need them now, because if you got
no.
ChatGPT or Gemini, pick your AI. You can go in there and have a conversation with it and saying what you want to do, and it will give you ideas, kind of similar to what you see in TubeBuddy, or you can upload data and it will analyze it for you and help you with the SEO and help you with the title and help you with the this and that. And what it might not be
Exactly.
as good or easy as those tools. I mean,
Correct.
I used TubeBuddy a while ago, and I was like, this is one more thing I don't need to pay for.
Yeah, I used TubeBuddy. I never paid for it. I did pay for vidIQ for a minute, but then I'm
I
like,
did
this
too,
is
but
not helping me.
yeah, I dropped it. Yeah, I dropped
Yeah.
it.
So there, I use the free versions of that. So it kind of reminds me, like, sorry, it kind of reminds me of I just had it, but so it's the same as what is the one I was thinking of? Oh, remember back in the Periscope and Meerkat days, before they started storing your videos, there was a tool called Catch.
Yes, I remember.
So Catch would record these things for you so that you had them. But then Catch shut down, and probably rightfully, and it was a little bit early that they shut down, but rightfully so, because I think they saw the writing on the wall that they were going to start to do these
the Periscope
themselves.
was going to put that inside. Yeah,
Exactly. And so look, that's why I still have like probably 150 videos that are unlisted that I imported or from Catch, that I'm like, okay, just sit there for now. It's been
I
since
lost all my Periscope
2016.
stuff. I lost all my Periscope videos because I had a server that went down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, I didn't do anything with them, so I'm like, they're gone. Nothing I can do. They're gone. All my Periscope stuff is gone because I saved it all. It's all gone. That's why you gotta have a backup of a backup. But we're
So
not gonna talk about that.
There's some comments. Fred has
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Let me see. So Fred said, like, see translation button in IG posts. Yeah, there's a lot of tools that let you translate languages. Wait, since Apple makes the new earpods that have the instant language translation, just watch the videos in other languages and voila. Yeah, we're gonna. But see, what if the people don't have the Apple earpods? And we're gonna have to, Android's gonna have to, whatever they have. YouTube is going through what I call DTM, doing too much. Yes, they did. Dr. says yes, Fred. Now, here's the key for YouTube to do. Created an actual video editing platform. Many people are looking for a free video editing platform. And, they do have the editing tools inside the studio, but they're not great. So I agree with you with
Their
that.
editing tools are rubbish.
Yeah,
That's a great idea, Fred.
It's a joke. I mean, that's what I was even like, should I even mention that you're supposed to be able to edit in there, but nobody does. So that's a great idea. And then there's someone here. You have any suggestions for a mobile under 100? Oh, okay. All right. Moving on.
I don't.
And that's all I have for this week. I don't have any more.
Wow. Okay.
So we're going to switch over to Dr. Taji and get the media updates, which has been very, very lively this week.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I think all media people want to do is report the news, entertain, educate, inform. I think that's all at the surface media people want to do. But this country is intent on making sure that does not happen. I'm like, leave us alone. We don't want to be bothered. So there's been so much that is going on, and it's interesting. Anyway, let's go here. So I do want to start with Rest Well. As you know, we lost Robert Redford this week.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert Redford was an amazing actor. What I didn't know is that he actually moved to New York to go. Well, he went to art school, I believe, in Paris first, then
Oh,
moved back to New York
okay.
to go to, was it Pratt Institute? Yes, to
Okay.
Pratt to for art.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
and the way he got into acting was through theater because, his art took him to, what is it? Stage design, stage setup. So that's how he kind of got into acting because he was into the setting design, set design.
Okay.
So, and through all that, we had that. He was also the founder of Sundance.
Yeah.
I never obviously got to meet him, but I did go to Sundance and did enjoy myself. Now, what I didn't enjoy that it was in January in Utah and it snows heavily there and it's a mountain. So I said never again, but I enjoyed it. But they are moving Sundance to Boulder, Colorado now.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it will no longer be in Park City, Utah. They will move it to Boulder, Colorado. So
Hmm.
I don't know if that is a permanent move or if that is a, just for now. I don't know.
Hmm.
But
Interesting.
yeah, interesting. Still kind of the same area in a sense.
Yeah.
Colorado, Utah, not too far from each other, but very interesting indeed. I think I would have liked to see them move it to someplace in Nevada, to be honest.
Ah.
I would have.
Closer,
If you're going to do it in
closer to
January,
Vegas?
well, not Vegas necessarily. I
No,
think
not
that
in Vegas. Maybe close, like in the neighboring.
yeah, like a neighboring city or
Because I was
town.
thinking of coming in, flying in like major airport. Like I know there's Las Vegas, and then what else is there? There's
R-
another city,
Reno.
Reno.
Yeah.
So, but not you don't want to be. I don't want it to be like casino thing. I just was thinking airport
Yeah.
wise, like
Yeah.
places to
Exactly.
stay, places to eat. But
Exactly. Yeah. So you do want that. You don't want it in the middle of nowhere where
right,
you would be where it would be more expensive because they would be forced to
right.
import
It would.
things.
You need a major airport where you can, planes and private planes are coming in and all that other good stuff. The
Yeah.
celebrities.
Absolutely. Yes. But one thing is, again, when you're flying into, because I flew into Salt Lake City and
Mm-hmm.
flying into Salt Lake City, it's like really like a basin, a bowl between all these mountains. And here's the thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, these are not play mountains. I was not happy driving because I didn't realize because it was snowing really badly. And I was
Mm-hmm.
driving through the mountains from parks. Park City is about 25 miles from Salt Lake City, which is not
Mm-hmm.
far, but it is in the snow.
Right.
So people were like trying to zoom. I'm like, I'm going down a mountain. Go around then. Let's see how
Yeah,
that works for you.
driving on a mountain is like wow.
I didn't
I've
like it at
done it
all.
too. It's
I
like
didn't like it at all.
I'm like, wait a minute, what? Let me get off.
Exactly.
No,
Yes.
no.
So I was like, oh, never again. So I think it's a little bit of a better driving situation in
I love looking at
Boulder.
the mountains. I don't want to drive on it.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
I mean, look.
The mountains in
Yeah.
California are very pretty.
Yes, they are.
Pacific Coast Highway, that's a nice drive.
Yeah, very
Okay.
lovely.
So I said all that to say rest well to Robert Redford. For fun fact, when I was little, remember the baseball movie The Natural?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so it was shot in Buffalo at
Oh,
the
really? I
high
didn't know that.
yeah, at the high school across from my part of it was shot in other places, I think Chicago, etc. Part of it was shot in Buffalo, and they used the stadium for the high school across the street from me for that. Now that
Hmm.
shows you that it looked like an old-timey high
Yeah.
school. It did. And when there is a fly ball that goes up and you can see the top of the house I grew up in.
Oh, really? See, I've watched that movie before. I might go see it again because Robert Redford tribute. So
Yeah.
that was a really good movie.
It was. I watched The Natural. It was probably about 4 or 5 months ago. It came on television, and
Hmm.
I watched it. I said, "Oh, okay." And then I remember they were looking for extras and stuff. And my mother was going to take my sister and I. She said they're looking for extras. We ended up not going to do it because she had to work or something. But now
Right.
I think about it, I'm like,
I could have
we
been in
probably
that
wouldn't have
movie.
been sitting in a good area,
Right.
black kids back then. So it's good we weren't extras.
Yeah.
so,
Like maybe
so
it's a good thing.
maybe it's a good thing.
No,
So
that's a good idea. I just thought about it. I might go and watch his movies and see
yeah,
what I
check
have
it
that's
out.
streaming that I haven't canceled yet.
Check it out. If you do a
I
little
don't know. Is that a Disney movie? I hope not.
The Natural
I'm
is
trying to remember what
The Natural is
studio.
Warner Brothers, isn't it?
Oh, okay. I no.
I
Why
think.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up while you.
Yeah, look it up and let me know. I don't know why I'm thinking Warner Brothers, but if it's
I hope it is.
Warner Brothers is Paramount.
Okay. Oh
Is it
well.
so?
There
I
we
don't
go.
know. Let me know. So I'll keep going
Yeah,
so
keep
that
going. I'm just gonna look at it.
we
Just
don't get stagnant. So rest well, rest well. This is a story, and this is interesting because somebody actually just sent this to me, and I did not know this. This is a little bit of film news. So, and you may have heard it, but I've been so busy I didn't even hear about this. So this story came out a little bit ago, probably a 3 or 4 months ago,
mhm.
and there is, or actually longer, maybe it was at the end of last year. So there's a John Malkovich movie that's out. Well, it's not out yet, but we're not
Mhm.
ever going to see it in our lifetime.
Okay.
So it's a campaign and it is a film at the same time. So
Okay.
it's a short film by Remy Martin Cognac. They hired Robert Rodriguez, the director, to
Mhm.
direct a series of these commercials and short films. And John Malkovich was brought in to star in it and to serve as the creative director. So again, the focal point of the campaign is 100 years, and they made it in 2015. It
Okay.
will not be available to view until 2115, 100 years after its production.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it's supposed to mirror the amount of time that it takes to produce a batch of Louis. Is it the eighth? Louis the what's XIII?
Uh,
18th, right? No, X is
SI
10,
13.
13th.
Yeah,
Yes.
Louis the
Nine,
13th.
yes, Louis the 13th, because I was X is 10, and then
Yeah,
three
and the three.
eyes, that's 13th.
Yeah.
So I remember when we had to learn Roman numerals in
Yes,
school.
I remember. I was like,
Yes,
oh God.
it was a lot. I was like, who
I'm
cares?
so glad they don't you. They don't have to make kids do that anymore because it's like you just ask, hey, what is this
Exactly.
in Roman numeral? Woo.
Exactly. I mean, I still remember a fair amount of my Roman numeral knowledge, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I knew too a little bit, but I was like, what? LV X.
Exactly. So apparently it takes 100 years to produce a batch of the Louis the 13th cognac. So that's why it's a 100 years campaign. So they shot it in 2015. It will be available in 2115.
Wow.
And that means nobody in the film will still be around to see it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just thinking like 100 years. Okay.
That's ominous, isn't it? I
Yes.
think that's like really like, wow. First of all, I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Who wants to think about they're not going to be around in 100 years? But
Yeah, I don't
well,
want to think about that.
if you're a baby now, you might be.
You might be.
Yeah. Who wants to think about that?
Unless like the movie Interstellar, you go to sleep and
Exactly.
so. Just real quick, I think the natural it says TriStar Pictures, but I'm not
Five
sure.
star. Okay.
Not sure who owns that now because didn't somebody buy them or
Yes, a long time ago, but I don't remember
I don't
who.
remember. So TriStar, whoever owns TriStar now owns it.
We just have to remember now there's probably only 5 companies that own everything, but this has always been the case. Every year I would teach my students There was a, I used a book from last year. You cannot, because things have changed since, every 6 months there's a major change in media. And so if I go and look at a book that I taught my students
Mm-hmm.
from like maybe 2011 or so,
Right.
who owns the different companies is going to be markedly different than who owns them now. But it's always been really like maybe a handful, maybe 5 major companies that own media companies that own all the other conglomerates.
It's Sony TriStar Pictures.
Sony.
Oh, that was 6 years
Ah.
ago. But I guess maybe they still do. I don't know. This was from the rap 6 years ago. All right, keep going. I'm gonna dig and see.
Yeah. See, this is a whole rabbit
TriStar.
hole of stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought that was really interesting. Somebody tagged me in that, and I said, I had not heard about this.
No,
So this
I
is
haven't
very
either.
interesting. Yeah. So even though it's a little bit of an older story, I thought this was really fascinating. Okay. So now I guess we have to
Okay,
talk-
it is Sony. They still
okay.
have it.
Sony still has it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Interestingly
Sony.
enough. Wow.
There you go.
Hmm. So I think now we kind of have to broach the elephant in the room a little bit, even though
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it in depth. We do have to talk about it because if we're talking media, I can't ignore what
Yeah,
is
you can't.
happening.
You can't.
That would be irresponsible journalism to ignore what's happening. I don't have to editorialize, but I do have to cover what's happening, right? So I'm sure we know by now that Jimmy Kimmel has been suspended. So people are saying canceled. It's not really canceled. He was suspended, quote, indefinitely, and they're in talks right now to see what are the terms and conditions that he will come back.
Right.
So this is obviously because Jimmy Kimmel is on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
ABC is owned by Disney.
Yeah.
The FCC chairman actually put a lot of putting a lot of pressure for this to happen, and said we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Quote, actually said that. And
Hmm.
so the threat was of having FCC licenses revoked because of that.
And isn't there some kind of merger thing going on with one of the affiliate group?
Yeah, there's a yes. Hold on just a second. I will tell you.
It's some kind of I know it's complicated.
It's very complicated.
Cause see, while you do that, a lot of people don't know, and I kind of knew, but I didn't pay attention to it. Cause I always you always hear the word affiliate. We got to do this for the affiliates. It's because like ABC owns like here in New York, ABC owns ABC, like news and everything. But in other places, they don't own the ABC station there. They're owned by the affiliates, by a group or a consortium or whatever of people that
right, like they're
own the
different station groups.
Yes, yes. And so they get to determine what's seen, say, in Boise, Idaho. But here in New York City, ABC gets to show me what they want to show me because it's an ABC owned by ABC.
Right,
So
right.
they're cool.
So that's an O&O, owned and
Right,
operated.
right. But see, a lot of people don't know that. So, but where you are, especially your local news, it gets determined by this group, what they show, what they can say, what shows are shown, all of that stuff. So a lot of people didn't know that. And that's all coming out now, if you pay attention.
Absolutely. And for those of you that didn't know, most affiliates are not showing original programming. The only original programming they show is the news for the most part.
Yes.
They may have some public affairs or current affairs shows that are local, but most of the time it is programming that is license is not the word for this syndicated programming.
Yes, syndicated. And
That
of
is,
course, ABC is it ABC pays a fee, they pay a fee to show ABC generated
yes.
content?
Yeah,
Yes,
the local stations,
yes,
well, first of all, they're required to show a certain amount of, if they are an affiliate, for example, of ABC, there's a
yes,
certain amount of programming that they have to show. That's ABC's
yes,
programming
that's
that they have to
ABC
show.
programming, right. And
Correct.
don't forget the advertisers and all of this.
This is it's very complicated. You know, when people look at this, most people don't know. And it's only, I guess the reason I know as much as I do about this is, yeah, I'm interested in this. This is what I study, but this is also what I teach. And
Yes,
so I have to have it right and correct if I'm going to teach this.
exactly. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
that's
A lot of
true.
people didn't know. A lot of people
License
didn't
also
know that
applies.
how it goes. Like if you live in a larger urban area like this, your ABC state local station is owned by Disney, by the company. Whereas if you're in another place that's rural, your station is owned by whatever that group is, not ABC. But
So
they show
yeah,
ABC content.
so all the local affiliate, and if you can see evidence of this before, where you had local affiliates that were, oh, sorry, local net stations that were not affiliates of any big major media company.
Right.
They just stayed on their own, and they were acquired eventually by a station group that then said this is going to be an NBC affiliate
Right.
XYZ. Look at WPIX is what affiliate. Oh, WPIX was independent before, but
Yes.
now they're an affiliate of who? I can't remember.
I can't remember, but they were independent.
I know, because now I know it's just called PIX 11. But
Yes. Yes, that's
before
why
it
they
was,
changed. Yeah.
yeah, that's why, because before it was WPIX. That's all. That's what I watched when I was little.
Yeah,
When I came home.
WPIX. Yeah, now it's PIX 11. Yeah. So
Exactly.
Fred says licensed also
Also
applies.
applies.
And
Okay.
then
Yeah.
networks can also license from streaming companies like Film Hub.
Yes, they can.
And some local stations place their newscasts on streaming platforms.
They
Yes.
do. They do.
So it's all intertwined. Even though people think it's ABC, it may not be ABC owned, or there's a lot of things going on in the background. So
And many local stations have their own streaming platforms. If you go to what's the name? Pluto, if you
yes.
go to Sling, like what I have, there are many local stations who do have their own streamers, and you can watch the news broadcast there. Now, again,
Right.
it's going to be minus the same commercials or the same ads that you would see on broadcast.
Yeah.
And then there are all sorts of things like carriage rules. So I won't get into it because there's a lot
It's
to do with
complicated.
it. It's, yeah, you know what? I don't even know that it's complicated. It's just, there's just a lot. There are a lot of different rules.
Intertwined, I guess I want to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Intertwined.
So, but it's interesting for people that are interested in this. And if you are interested in that type of thing, may I suggest that you take a look at NATP, the National Association of Television Program Executives. I was a NATP fellow. And I got the NATP conference fellowship. So I'm a kind of a double NATP person. And I had students for years when I was teaching at my other university. For years, I had several students who were interns for NATP. So it's a great organization and a great way to learn about television, the way local television works, etc., if you are interested in that. Fred, I agree. They should all just go in. They should go all into YouTube.
Hey, that's what I said.
But they don't. But see, this is the thing, and you know this very well, Fred, as a television person. Television people don't see the value. I'm not saying you, but traditionalists don't see the value in streaming. They barely see the value in streaming something like a Netflix, and they definitely don't see the value in more socially based apps like a YouTube. They still don't take it seriously because the thought process is the only way to make money is through traditional means. And that is the narrative we continue to push. They continue to push. And then guess what? Celebrities and actors do that as well because they refuse to do things on stuff like YouTube. They'll start, all you have to do is look at during the pandemic when all these celebrities started to get on Instagram and do live things. What happened after everybody went
They
back? Now,
left.
granted, I know you have to go to work, but they were like, bye. They didn't
Yeah.
care one way or the other. Some of these celebrities you haven't seen since, you know, they kind of lifted things from the pandemic, which means
see-
they are not necessarily interested in cultivating a community of their own.
That's
So
what I
you
just get
can't
ready
be
to say.
mad then when people don't follow you and do stuff.
Yes.
This is
When they
about
have-
community.
when they
The
want you to
new
buy their
media,
product, yeah, buy my album, buy my movie, go see my movie, buy my face cream, buy my pots, but whatever they're selling.
exactly.
It's like you don't understand. You built the connection. You must keep up the connection with the consumer. You got that direct to consumer
Exactly.
line. Why would you give it up?
And this
Okay.
is exactly what, okay, and I know this is rabbit hole, but I wanted to go to this. This is exactly what many influencers have right when it comes to this thing. And I'm excited because today well, I have media scope later on tonight, but I need to shoot some stuff because I have I've started doing some reviews and talking about things that are related to making good video and live stream, like fragrance. So I'm excited because I actually got things. There were influencers that influenced me to buy something of their line. Now, first thing I did is I have 2 pairs of 12 p.m. Studios sunglasses. That is a line that was come up with Janae Naylor and her husband Josh. And this is she actually comes from the world of fashion, but she is a YouTuber and she does a lot of major things. So this is her first line and it is wildly successful. They like sold out in like a couple of days.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm just lucky that I got the 2 pairs I got, right? And so she's really trying to do elevated luxury sunglasses. And you know, I love sunglasses and I can actually feel the difference in the ones that I bought from her. They actually are very nice quality. So I got influenced because I feel, not I feel, but people feel like they have a personal relationship because, hey, you write back when you say something nice under the videos or whatever.
Communication.
Exactly. She's formed a community. That's the thing. The second thing I bought is fragrance. And it's not even a perfume. It is a fragrance set that includes a shower gel, a body wash, I should say, a body cream or lotion, and then a body oil.
Yes.
When
Layering.
I say yes, layering to get when I say you don't need to be worried about any perfume after this and how amazing it is. It's called Dubai, and this is from a company called Disrupt. And Peyton Charles, I watch her things sometimes, and I had seen her. She's talked about Disrupt before, but she was approached by Disrupt since she uses them to come up with a signature scent.
Right.
When I say this is so good, this is so good. But again, she has a whole community. She calls them the PayPals because her name is Peyton. She will, respond back. She has formed a community and people buy from those they know in the community. You may get a few people, Kim K, to kind of buy things because of who you are and your celebrity. But after a while, especially if it's not good, God forbid it's not good. God forbid it's not
your
good.
cookies got it. Fran always say your cookies got to taste good.
The cookies have to taste good. It can't just be that you offer them.
And see, that's because there's money to be made online, truly. But the way that people buy doesn't change. It's just the distribution way that it happens. People buy for a reason. Human psychology, understand consumer behavior. That's why I talk about that a lot. Because people go, oh, well, I got 1 million followers and I'm going to offer a t-shirt line and nobody bought my t-shirt. Because there's you got some disconnect things on. But once you make those connections of, like you're saying, having the right product, having a good product, having a product that consumers like, and they connect, and then the person responds and keeps that community going and keeps that line from being unbroken. Those are the people that are successful.
Right.
Fred, okay, Fred, I'm sorry, I see you. Let me get you in here. First is, now I know the big money comes to the big screen, but the second screen is YouTube. Agreed.
I agree.
It's the advertisers that dictate the attitude of the old school TV people. Agreed. Because the advertising
Yeah.
world is still doing things the old way. My master's
Yes.
project 2013 was based on the YouTube importance. Great. Love it. Sesame Street, I believe, is making YouTube moves. I would not be surprised, which I suggested they start a small monthly subscription piece, $2.99 a month or $29.99 a year, my targeted. And Fred says, I planned on writing the PBS SEO on the structure. Okay. Okay.
And actually, that's the thing. Now I know they have the PBS Kids app, and there's
Mhm.
probably I know there's some a fee, or there may be a fee, it may be a freemium type
Yeah.
thing with the PBS Kids app, but they really need to look at that. You're 100% right, because all we have to do is look at entities like Miss Rachel. All we have to do is look at entities like Coco Melon. All we have to do is look at entities like Tiny Chef, right? Even though Tiny Chef is no longer
Yeah,
on
was that the one that you showed me with the little
yes.
green thing, and he got the
Yes, yes, yes. So still on Netflix, right? And still working on different things. But there's been we have a lot of, but this is what I'm talking about. And you're right, Fred. The reliance on this model is because of being beholden to advertisers. Yes, I 100%
because
agree.
there's a disconnect between the old people sitting in advertising. We're going to continue to do things the way we're doing, versus the younger crowd of the way the Snapchat kids do things, the way Instagram kids do things. They don't do traditional media at all. So if you're going to reach that group, and then by default it goes out like a fan to the other groups, it trickles up to the older generations, then you have something there, but they're not seeing it. There's a disconnect with them, and it's like, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Because they don't, I'll tell you, they don't know any other way to make money. Every traditional, and it's not just media, that's every traditional field knows the original way to make money, and they're resistant to
There's
change,
the new
they're
way.
resistant to spending money, and they also are resistant to learning. They don't want to learn, they don't want to change, and they don't
Well,
want to spend money
that's why the
on this.
dinosaurs died.
Well, exactly. But somehow the thing is, everybody thinks they're different. And everybody, I mean, all we have to do is look at Blockbuster as a model. If Blockbuster had paid attention to Netflix in the very beginning when they were sending you these red envelopes,
Red envelope.
they would
Oh, I
have been
love my red
okay.
envelopes.
And so did I. So, they tried to do the same thing too late, because they were so dependent and beholden to brick and mortar. And this was not that long ago.
Nope. Recent
Because there was
history.
still a Blockbuster like in the early 2000s, there was still a Blockbuster store in South Florida
I
near my
believe there's one in
university.
Alaska. Fred says, I live by the belief, don't put all your digital eggs in one digital basket. Broadcast and streaming, same efforts.
Yeah,
See,
absolutely.
we're kind of preaching to the choir here. We all
We know
know and
this.
see it. They don't see it, and this I mean, let's go back into the story you were gonna, because you were gonna talk about Jimmy Kimmel some more, or
Yeah. Well, just to kind of tie this all up, and we got into this because, again, Disney owns ABC, which is where Jimmy Kimmel was. And so what has happened is that this is taken on wings now. And so there are the SAG-AFTRA and also the Writers Guild West, which Jimmy Kimmel is a part of. He's part of the Writers Guild West. I think he's also SAG-AFTRA. He's probably both. So they've released statements unhappy with this, because the thing is, we're talking about First Amendment freedom of speech, and this is in direct violation of those types of things. It seems to only be freedom of speech as long as you're saying what I want you to say, or you don't say anything that is disparaging to a certain person, right? That's what this is all about.
Yep.
And so, uh-oh, hold on. There we go.
Oh.
So, you've got that the two unions have released a statement unhappy with this, definitely. And then let's talk about, you were talking about this deal. Yes. So Nexstar Media
Yeah,
and
that's it. Next time.
ABC, yes, that's the thing. So basically, this is probably, he's like the sacrificial lamb. They sacrificed him probably for this multi-billion-dollar TV deal.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it has to be approved by the FCC.
correct. And Brandon Carr is the person
The head.
occupying the chair position of the currently. I'm not going to call him the chair. He's occupying the chair
He's
position
occupying the
right
chair
now.
position. He's
Yes.
there.
Yes, and because it's come down to really nothing happening and a bunch of threats.
Right.
That's not how you run a free and open society that has we have one of the most thriving TV ecosystems and media ecosystems in the world. One of the most, right? Well,
Yeah.
we did. And I have to say, I can't just put the blame on the administration for this type of thing. Media and TV have been
goes to
faltering
Disney.
for a little while. This is just adding a super hot coal to this fire.
I feel like Bob Iger and these guys did this, like you said, for this deal, and they didn't anticipate the blowback, because I was on Threads all day yesterday, and I got tired of, not tired, but it was so many people I canceled Hulu, I canceled this, I canceled that. Somebody said I had a $7,000 trip to Disney planned for the kids for the holidays, and they just asked for their money. They got all their money. They was like, no, we're not going. So you have that level of people there's a straw, there's a line, and when you're so used to, people are just gonna take what we give them. No, they're not. People are online saying, well, my kid likes Bluey. How am I want to cancel Disney, but my little 2-year-old likes Bluey. People are like, girl, it's on YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely.
Them too.
Absolutely.
All they got to see is Bluey. They don't know that, well, Mom, that's not Disney. Then another teacher was talking about they were trying to teach Hamilton, and they had their Disney account, and they were using it to stream, and they had a whole conversation about how they wanted to teach Hamilton, show the production, because there's already some teacher tools, but she was saying that she wanted to show the production because she's I think it was an English teacher, and she was getting into, she's trying to reach the kids on their level and talking about things in their way. But
there's a Broadway production. I think that, like you said, there are some teacher tools to teach about this.
Yeah, there's teacher tools to Hamilton, but you don't get to see the production. She was actually showing the production, which it got into another conversation that she wasn't supposed to be streaming her personal Disney account, and it just got into a whole thing. But I just saw the line of people going, okay, this is enough. And it's not even about Jimmy Kimmel. Some of it is, most of it is about people are tired of the constant things that are coming from this administration. And this is a line of, I can do this. I can cancel Disney. I can cancel my Disney vacation. I can cancel my Disney cruise. Oh, wow, my kids gonna be upset. This is like the thing, the lifeline that the people hanging on, and I don't think they saw this coming. I know they did. They figured, hey, people are going to watch, they're going to watch us anyway. Who cares? But now they
No,
see
no, we're not, because I mean, I've seen several calls for, all right, well, make sure you boycott Disney, and it's this, and this.
I see
Because
people
to
say
be,
sell your Disney stock, sell
yeah,
you this, sell you that. I've seen people online saying, find out Nextstar, find out who advertises with them, and call the advertisers and tell them we're going to boycott your company because you do business with Nextstar. That's the level that I've seen. And when
exactly.
I say that this is the line, and it doesn't matter if it's the free speech, if it's Jimmy Kimmel, if it's this, if it's that, or whatever, people have reached a line where I want to do something, and this is something I can do, no matter the reason. So I think this isn't over.
No, no. So let me talk a little bit about what's happening here. So they made the comments about this nonsense about happening at a critical time in our political discourse, and we don't think blah 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 nonsense. However, this decision to suspend Jimmy Kimmel is really notably weeks after Nexstar announced a $6.2 billion acquisition of Tegna, which is a rival company, right? That would give it 64 additional news stations in 51 markets to go along with the 200 owned and partner stations it already has. And that's going to bring the company's market coverage of the US to 80%.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And isn't there, I have to remember, I didn't do a deep dive. There's some kind of law or something
Yeah.
passed by Congress, or something about 30 something.
So hold on. Yeah. So hold on.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So here it is here.
Yeah.
There's an FCC cap on any company's share being 39%.
That's it. And they're trying to break that. They're trying to get rid of that cap.
Exactly. I mean, and this is the whole thing, because they're going to be the first ones crying and screaming and throwing temper tantrums about unfair competition. Well, this is what this is. When you have 80% of the market and your company's share is only supposed to be 39%. That's huge. That's huge. But if it were anybody else, you would have a huge problem and run to your, Father Christmas asking if you could have something else. So
what I love about this, I mean, there's nothing to love in this situation, but what I love is the people are awakening to the things that have been going on for years, and then they pay attention to it. The FCC controls this. Oh, the ABC stations is not Disney, it's this and that. Things that have been lurking, and they've been doing back deals and back things. People are starting to pay attention to it, where I was saying that companies like Disney and all the other things were like, we can just do what we want because people are dumb and they're not going to pay attention. We'll just throw some meat in front of them and they'll just eat it, and we can go and rob the house and do what we've been doing. Whereas that's not happening anymore. So that's what I love about it, that people are starting to go, wait, what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? This and that and that. And they're starting to activate and do things. That's the part I love about it. It's not great. I wish we didn't have to do this, but here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fred, I'm sorry. Let me get Fred says people will still look for free OTA and free streaming. People I work with walking around like deer in headlights, bucked eyes, staring at me. No idea on YouTube is streaming impact. True. The traditional media companies from newspapers, radio, TV are looking like the boat on Gilligan's Island, the boat that never sinks. There are holes in it, but it sinks. It's that there. True. The NFL behind streaming platforms and people crying to have to pay. That's the rumbling that's rising up. And people will make a disconnect movement back to radio, newspaper, free antenna. I'm seeing it in different circles, saving money and more. Exactly, Fred. That's what I'm saying. I've seen a lot of people that were like, oh, there's some kind of app that connects to your library card that lets you see streaming. They were talking about that. They were talking about cancel your Disney and all the Hulu and all that and give the money to PBS and do this and do. So that's what I mean. There's a lot of that rising up where it was before, it was complacency. I feel like we're moving out of that, and I hate that this is what it takes to get people to move and wake up. And Fred, you're right. A lot of independent journalists are coming through. Don Lemon, I started watching his show. He's on fire, going out and talking to people on the street. He's got
absolutely
Nancy Mace's face and got on her because she used a slur, and he got on her. So he's got his own being let go, or whatever happened with CNN, let go, leave, whatever the semantics. It was the best thing for him.
Well, and see, this is what I'm saying. So even to me, it's a linear move to just go to some other legacy media. Now, this does not mean that these media are going to go away, not at all. And I think there is a need for them. But if you have people that, because all of these different, if you look at every one of these outlets, they're owned in some way, some part by a larger company that is going to be beholden to politics or something else. So what good is it for you to just make a linear move somewhere else when it's going to be the same thing?
The sword is still hanging over your head and can be cut anytime.
So
whereas if you're on YouTube, I mean, there's a component of this. Now, Don has a lot of advertising in his video, but I understand why it has to be that, because he has to pay production.
I have no problem with people.
I don't have some people do. They're like, oh, the ads, or they say about Roland Martin, why is he always begging for money? Because he's got people to pay. It's a company. You can't just do the news.
It's a company. It can't be for free because you don't want to pay. Well, this is what part of the problem with broadcast television. Broadcast television, it's one thing if you're bringing news that is important, but there's been all sorts of other entertainment, etc., of course, paid for by advertising, and that's fine. But people have come to expect free and cheap for everything. There are people who will pay for certain things, but see, what everybody is not counting into this equation is Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta. They're the ones that are going to have, and then they're not putting up with the nonsense of stupid TV, right? If you're gonna get their eyes, it better be something good, and I don't know that TV has the chops to do that. So this is why they are really beholden to things like YouTube,
and on
TikTok.
The other side of the YouTube coin, it's not easy to do, because I was talking to somebody about this. I said, well, when Don Lemon first started, I think he did was like, okay, I'm gonna do this deal with X, and I'm just going to be Don Lemon, just not on CNN. I'm going to do things the traditional journal way, and it didn't work. And he quickly found out that he had to pivot to the creator style of making news content and shows and everything. I've seen the difference. I've seen the difference from the first day he started till now. He's leaned into the experience of a seasoned journalist, not just a talking head. Because I've seen him on, he's gone around and talking to people on the street and whatever, and he's made comments like, I've done this. Somebody said something to him, and he was like, I've done this forever. He said, I was a beat reporter. I was out in the street with people. This doesn't bother me. He was like, you got me confused with that dude that was sitting at a anchor desk. He was like, how do you think I got there? So
exactly,
he's leaning into his street experience, journalist experience of, I've been doing this for so many years. I just had to figure out how to make it fit in YouTube. And I think he's done that. So I applaud him and people like that, because it's not easy. A lot of these journalists who are being let go from MSNBC or whoever, they may be able to pivot into YouTube or Substack or whatever, but it's not going to be easy. They're going to have to make sure they fit into the creator box or the creator style.
Right.
Instead of, I had a show on MSNBC, so I'm going to get on YouTube and do MSNBC style talking head stuff, which doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. So Absolutely. So let me really quickly
Yeah.
go through some of these other things.
Okay.
So Brendan Carr is also, he's not just, pulling a whole Jimmy Kimmel thing. He threatened The View again after the Jimmy Kimmel suspension. So they it's not like they haven't been targeted before. Yesterday they were targeted, and Brendan Carr said the morning talk show, quote, may no longer be exempt from the commission's equal opportunity broadcast rules. How's that? Who's that? Okay. So on Thursday, on the Scott Jennings radio show, Brendan Carr said that the FCC will determine whether or not the Whoopi Goldberg led series is a news show. And if it's not, it would be forced to offer opposing political candidates equal time on FCC regulated network like ABC. So, that's a thing that you have to offer equal time. That is a rule. If it is a quote news show, but it is not a news show, but they're trying to shape and turn things into what they want them to be.
Right.
So he said, quote, I would assume you can make the argument that The View is a bona fide news show, but I'm not sure about that because you don't have any talent, sir. You're not even supposed to be there. Did you even major in communications? You know nothing
No.
about this. No, so he's just another one of Sunday fools that are in positions that they don't deserve and don't have the talent or critical thinking process for. So I'm like, you don't know. That shows you don't know what a news program is. I suggest you go and learn that before you start handing down rulings. So he also says, I think it's worthwhile to have the FCC look into whether The View and some of the other programs you have still qualified as bona fide news programs and therefore exempt from the equal opportunity regime that Congress put in place. It is not a news program. If you look at The View, it is not a
An
news
opinion show?
program. Yeah, it is an opinion show, but it's not
shouldn't it
necessarily.
with celebrity, we have a celebrity guest or a celebrity style.
It is a talk show. It is a
Yeah,
morning
talk
talk
show.
show.
Yeah.
They happen to have some, just like any other talk show has had some political figures on, has had some other figure, but by and large, it is entertainment. So this shows you when you're trying, I know why they're trying to do it, but if your thought process is, oh, well, it's a news show, so XYZ, you're doing it for your own purposes, but it probably also shows you don't understand what a news show is. So two of these things are probably true at the same time. Fred has some comments.
Oh, okay. Fred. Fred says YouTube style is simply same content but less formal. No suit and tie, chillax, laid back, and less set decor. One camera, one light, one mic. That was my motto. But now this is now journalism style on YouTube. And do you think the major broadcasters will go back to playing the national anthem at midnight? No, I don't think they will. They're just gonna put junk stuff on.
You know what? Don't be surprised. Oh, you know what I forgot to say with this? Don't be surprised if you do see the national anthem on television. They want it all the way back there. Yeah, okay. The whole I missed it. I forgot what I was going to say. There was something that I was going to hit on about
yeah,
because
while you do that,
else.
I'm just gonna say it's a house of cards that's falling. It's a house of cards.
It is
falling, and they forgot that they're beholden to the viewer. You might be the advertiser, the this, the that, the viewer. If you don't have the eyeballs, you have nothing. Media, you have nothing. So be careful.
Exactly, because my thing is, they're trying to turn all of this into state-sponsored media. Are they going to pay for these types of things?
Listen, let them. Mainstream, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. These people aren't watching. They're not watching anyway. So they're not watching CNN. They don't watch. The older crowd is watching that. CBS, all of that. So
Yeah.
if they want to, this is how we do it because nobody's going to be watching your little channel anyway. There's a wave of people awakening to, I don't have to. What's that? The network movie.
Network.
The TV.
Yeah.
They do the TVs out the window.
Yes. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
That's
Mhm.
what this energy is. And it's going to get bigger. So I'm sitting back and watching. Like I said, I don't watch MSNBC. I'm not MSNBC. I haven't watched news in a while. When 2016 came and that person, I was like, I'm done. I'm done with TV. I'm done with that. And YouTube, it was for me. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. And here's the thing, it's really because the people that actually have the power in these situations are the people with the money. And these people, these companies have the money. The thing is, they get scared because they get bullied for like, oh, well, we'll pull
right,
your license. All right,
right,
pull all of it. See, the thing is, what these people don't know how to do is band together because they're so individualistic that they
right,
don't realize the power. That's fine, because if you pull theirs, you can pull all of ours. Good, then we'll be dark. Now what?
right. But see, that's what I'm saying. They have forgotten who the real boss is. It's not advertising. It is the viewer.
It's
If
the
you
viewer.
don't watch a show, you got nothing. You got nothing. If we don't watch your show, you got nothing. I think that the viewer is the ultimate boss. And we're going to see that play out.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay, well, I yield my time because we've already
okay.
gone really.
Yeah, we could keep going on, and again, this is not the end. I see it as not, or Jimmy Kimmel's off, and this is not the end. This is like the beginning of something that's going on where people, like I said, the viewers get to choose what they do now, what they watch. If they may, like I said, they're canceling Disney, they're canceling this, they're canceling that, and they're gonna find something else to occupy that time. Whether it's another network, whether it's YouTube, whether they watch their favorite content creator, whether they go out in nature. I don't know. It's just going to be something. And this is the time for creators of all culture, your culture. Show your culture.
Oh yeah. The just to wrap that up, the
Mhm.
major the major legacy media have shown their cards now, and they said they're not poker face about it now. And
Right.
so this is really the time. I've been saying this for years about the rise of independent. This is really happening now because the legacy media are no longer trustworthy.
You
None
got
of them.
this. You got this. Make your content, people. I'm telling you, make
Exactly.
your
But make
content.
good content and be
Yes.
about the production, be about, because remember, we're dealing with people who are used to a high level of production because of mainstream media.
Right.
You have to match or supersede that. But then in some cases you may not have to, because we could look at social media and not everything is great there and they still have an audience.
Right.
You know, arguably bigger than people that do slickly. So it's about really finding the balance
Exactly.
between the really slickly produced and the things that are pared down where it's just you and the camera, a mic
Right.
and a light.
Right.
So
But you have to start in order to find that line. You have to start where you are making content, and we can't sit back and go, well, I don't see this. They don't make this for me. You make it. You make it for your people, for your crew. It could be one or two people it's starting out, but if it's for a community, it's going to find its way because the algorithm is laid out that way now. It's matching. It's not followers. We talked about that Tuesday. It's matching. It's not followers. The content has to match an audience, and the AI tools that they're using is designed to find the match. Magnetic, boom. But you got to make the content. You got to make it the way that you make it. You, not copying this, that, and the other, or I gotta be so and so or do it this way because these influencers do it that way. I mean, you do it your way. Messy, clean, slickly produced, whatever, folksy. I don't care. but start and find your way, because you're going to get matched up and it's going to grow from there. Okay. So we're going to end that on that note. I'm going to let Dr. Tati take us home.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for watching. As usual, we appreciate you spending your time and hanging out with us on a Friday for Tech Life Weekly. I'm Dr. Tachi. This is TJ. And we're signing off also for Terralina and for Francine. We really enjoyed hanging out with you today, and we have a few things I think you can
Yeah,
find
I'm
where they are.
looking
Yeah.
for I'm looking for the we got some banners to put up.
Yeah.
Trying to find. Oh, here we go.
So if you are interested in joining the Biz Chicks, which you definitely should, it's free. Just send a text to or text biz to 33777. Again, text biz to 33777 if you're interested in joining the Biz Chicks. And you don't have to be a chick, you could be a biz guy
Yeah.
and join. It's open to
Biz
everybody. Yes,
Join the biz
absolutely.
person. Or
Exactly.
something better than that.
And there are so many shows that the Biz Chicks have during the week. This is a Monday through Friday thing. So Mondays, you have the coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with Terralina and Francine. Tuesdays, we have Terry back, and it is, what is it called exactly?
Marketing talk with Terry Johnson on. I think I called it.
Okay, there we go. So you can
Marketing
learn
with
all about,
TJO.
yes, you learn all about
Oh, here it is.
marketing.
There it is.
Marketing Talks with Terry Johnson online. That is on
Yeah.
Tuesday. There
Yeah.
you go. So you can find out there. On Wednesday, we've got Profits in Daily with Coach Karen Fern. She's amazing. Thursdays, we have Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu. And that's a wonderful show as well. And then, of course, Friday, we're all here for Tech Life Weekly. So you can get your business and tech and personal life on Monday through Friday with the Biz Chicks. And again, we want to thank you so much for watching. And remember that with the Biz Chicks, you can take the hassle out of your hustle and run a profitable business that is fun to run. We will see you next week. Cheers.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. And